community activist, councillor, poet. Put your hands together for Martin the Miner. This is a poem about love. It's the worst possible kind of love, schoolboy, unrequited love. It's dedicated to Carol Bly, whom I was in love with for all of 3T. And he goes, Carol, oh Carol, in your schoolgirl apparel. Carol, how I fell for you. And I'd pray every day in my schoolboy way that Carol, you'd love me too. When my schoolboy eyes fell on her girly thighs when she was out there on the field playing hockey, my heart skipped a beat. I was swept off my feet. My poor knees just went all knocky. In a permanent swoon from just being in the same room, which was more beautiful, her left or her right, and it has to be said, just the back of her head put all scholarly leanings to flight. Being in the same class as this wonderful lass put me through heaven and hell, or the ecstasy when she sat down next to me. Ah, but they were hard times as well. It was more than I could take. I thought my poor heart would break when I saw her with that poncy-faced prat doing stunning. I'd have to think of a way to steal her away. I'd have to be clever and cunning. But kind words and fond looks, offers to carry her books, had little effect on this girlie. Carol played hard to get, stayed with Terry the Wet, and her attitude towards me became surly. Then my best friend said, Mart, she's tearing you apart, best ignore her, or she'll do in your head. But I said I'd rather die than ignore Carol Bly, so I ignored my best friend instead. But sadly for me, Carol and I weren't to be, or my loving intentions were spurned. But though the years have passed by, schoolboy love didn't die. I just yearned, and I've yearned, and I've yearned. Thank you. I met Janet at the fair, mini-kilt and dyed black hair. She flashed her legs to excite us. I didn't care she had dermatitis. On each fair cheek, a small round red patch, white patent leather handbag, and knee-length boots to match. An older woman, 17, red lips, large breasts, a fairground queen. With the sophistication of 14 years, I asked her if she had pierced ears. She smiled and beckoned me to follow. I did and asked if I could take her out tomorrow. She frowned but said that it would be okay. She'd packed her boyfriend in that day. That's him, Pony, over there. Leather jacket, long blonde hair, skin-tight denim jeans, ice blue, t-shirt, stout boots, steel toe caps too. He collected money, spun the waltzes, every inch the fairground hero. There was me, still at school, in 4T, and rating 0. But it was Christmas time, the goodwill season. She'd promised anything within reason. My mate's party was the venue, carnal knowledge on the menu. After snogging on in easy chairs, I suggested that we went upstairs, leave the company and instead snuggle down in my mate's bed. Transported to another planet as I pulled the clothes off Janet. And how was I supposed to know it? Her breast stuck out and then hung down a bit. My paramour was now a quiver. With each breath there came a shiver. But of women's passions I'd not been told, so I asked if she was feeling cold. No, she said, abruptly formal. Respiration back to normal. Disappointed with her Bose liaison, Janet put back all her clothes on. Went straight home and left me lonely. Next day, she went back to Pony. Our romance over before it started. My inexperience had got us parted. Janet Loveland, I fancied you. If only I'd known what to do. To finish, this one's about emotions, that master emotion, embarrassment. There's been hospitalised in dirty underwear, being made to look foolish, taken down a peg. But the embarrassment of embarrassment is when a doggy shags your leg. Falling face flat in the mud, tripped over by a log, pales insignificant when your leg's shagged by a dog. He'll get you at the bus stop, in the butcher's, or queuing for chips, when the randy little bugger slides up your shin and gets to grips. His arse goes like a bunny's as his front legs grab your thigh, and you get some funny looks from people passing by. But nobody tries to help. At best they'll stand and scoff, and no shout or protestations will get the bastard off. Time for action. If it's a terrier or a poodle, rain mighty blows and thwart his spasm. But if it's an Alsatian or a Rottweiler, best just think of England and fake orgasm.